Hi everybody, Sunny Bonani, welcome to my channel. Anyway, you guys, this is just a short story time, ne? And I want to hear what you guys would do in this situation, honestly, ne? So, cause I was so conflicted about this situation, and the whole day as I'm thinking about it, and I feel bad about it. But okay, let me tell you what happened. So this morning I was using a bolt to get to work. Like I've said before, I stay very close to work, so it's like it is a walking distance, but I ain't going to work walking. It's just not my thing. Walking is not my thing. So it's not that far, but I wouldn't walk either. So I took a bolt. Ne? So I request and uh, okay, the car comes. I think it was a Corolla. And the boys that drive around here are like usually very young boys, maybe about 19, 20 or something. So he comes and I get in the back seats. Ne. When I open the door, I'm like, yo, this car doesn't smell good. Ne. But I'm looking at it and I'm thinking, it's not like in Ngolega Korn. You know, sometimes the Opals, it's like the car is so dirty and you're like, I'm not getting in here. It wasn't that dead, but it wasn't smelling good. So I'm like, when I'm like, I know, ikwapha phela lelo. I'm like, someone definitely didn't put no roll on today, or deodorant, or whatever you call it. So when I'm about to sit at the back seat, I'm like, hey, boo, the 4 or 5 minutes that we are supposed to drive, am I going to survive or am I going to choke to death with the smell? And I'm like, hey, maybe it was people that were sitting at the back seat, so I'm gonna sit and then basing fully wind. So I sit. But I did have a thought of just saying to that boy, you know what, boy, it's okay. This car is not smelling good. Let me go, which I should have done. Because I don't owe him a right. If the car is not in good condition, I have a right to just be like, no, I'm not getting in this car. But I was feeling bad for the boy. He's already there, expecting that 20 rands that I'm gonna pay. So I get in the car, and then it becomes obvious that I properly puma good driver. The driver is the problem. And then I'm looking at him, he's clean shame, You can see Guzile. He looks like Gobeno Vaselina, Was wearing shorts with Gobeno Vaselina and all. He's clean. But when you look under his shirt, you can see that he's sweating. So I'm like, oh Lord, I'm like, yo. So I opened the window, and Ikwapa. It smells like Ikwapa when you open the window. It's like, it gets mixed and gets worse. So, okay, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to begazela, like umakotemendweni, you know. I'm going to begazela until I get to work, and. But in my mind, I'm thinking, oh shame, this boy, because he looks clean. He probably doesn't know what the smell Sekwapa is so bad. And all he just needs to do is put on a roll on, He needs someone to just tell him, just make sure you put on a roll on. And I'm thinking, Shem, he's working. This is probably not even his car. And for him to be so young and, at least hustling here and driving, it's a good thing. I mean, he could be doing so many other wrong things, but he's driving here. So, all he just needs to do is put on a roll on so that the car doesn't smell as bad as it did. And when it's something smells bad, your saliva just comes to your mouth and you can't swallow because you feel like if you swallow, you are swallowing the smell of the armpits. And I feel like my saliva was like full in my mouth now because of the smell. So now I were driving and I'm thinking, I want to tell this boy as kindly as I possibly can to be like, you know what, boy, this is a good thing that you're doing. You're working and making money, but like being in this car, it really just doesn't smell good. So just make sure that, you put on roll on in the morning. I wanted to say that, Because I'm thinking he's gonna be smelling like this the whole day, which means everybody that's gonna be getting in this car is gonna be smelling what I'm smelling, which is not good, and people are probably not going to be giving him the rating that he deserves, really, because he was really polite, you guys. And you know how the others would fuss about the change in the morning. I had 100 rands, he changed it for me, and all of that. And he said, "Have a good day, Sissy." He was really polite. So I'm like thinking everything is fine except for Iquap. But we're driving, and I just couldn't bring myself to tell him because I'm thinking, oh, shame. Because, guys, no matter how nice a person is, if someone tells you that you don't smell good, that is embarrassing, you know? And whether it's ikwapa or it's your breath, if someone tells you that, it's embarrassing. And I just felt like I don't want to be that person to hurt his feelings like that so early in the morning when this boy is just trying to hustle. So we drive, and I'm like, should I say? Should I not say? Should I just say until we get there? So when we get there, I'm relieved now because finally I get to open the door and I get out while he's giving me my change. He gives me my change. He says, "Have a good day," and I go. So I ended up not saying anything. But now when I'm like going now, walking to the office, like I'm feeling guilty. It's a shame, but maybe I was his only chance ever to know to like I was his only chance to tell him, no, Baba, you must make sure, you uyageza hayi kodwa ubegezile guys. Uyagcoba like i-roll on. If ungenayo i-roll on, thatha noma insipho like bath soap. You know how they used to advise us at school, but thatha insipho uyithi igwebu la ufake under makhwapha sorted. If you don't know that trick, yes. If you don't have roll on bath soap, the gwebu, put water, igwebu, put under arms sorted, and I was feeling bad, guys, because hey, should I have told? But I couldn't bring myself to tell him. But I also feel like, yes, if I had told him, maybe I would have been that one person that saves him, because maybe today he was gonna go make sure that he buys roll on, and then for the rest of his time driving that Bolt car, he's not gonna be smelling. Maybe the next person will actually, or the person that will eventually tell him is not gonna be kind. They're gonna be like, "I suka, unuki kwapa, nale moto yakhe inuka ikhwapha." So I'm feeling guilty, guys, but I know I couldn't bring myself to tell him. But one thing about this area, is that people that drive Ubers and Bolts and whatever, it's the same people. So it was the first time I saw this boy, but I am sure that car, because I didn't give him a bad rating, I gave him 5. I don't know why I didn't give him 5, but because I was like, but he's working so hard, shame. I don't want to give him, a bad rating. So I gave him a good rating. So they'll probably send that car to me. And if next time he does come, I'm gonna make sure that practice. I'm going to practice. I will see his name when it comes, and I'm gonna make sure that I practice. Say, "Hey, Baba, you know what? You're doing a really, really good job. But just make sure that you put on roll on so that you smell nice, and spray your car as well so that it smells nice for the people. But guys, what would you do in this situation? Would you actually say you would say no, no, no? And would you get in the car if you knew it quite but hayi ikhwapha enye into, guys, ikhwapha enye into. Yo, I survived. When I got to the office, I was asking people, am I not smelling? Because it's like the smell was stayed here on my nose, and for like some time I could still smell it even though I was outside of the car. That's how bad it was. But the thing is, he looked clean, and he looked like he had just bathed, unless he just woke up and put on Vaseline and went. Which that is possible too. But guys, tell me, would you have told that boy that he's smelling? Or would you, or would you let him go like I did? Because the guys, I do feel guilty, shame. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching.